Russia-Ukraine news. Prigozhin of Russia claims that although Wagner is not currently accepting new recruits, he might reconsider in the future. Wagner and Prigozhin's fate has been in limbo since the end of June, when he led a brief mutiny against the Russian defense establishment. Wagner group leader Yevgeny Prigozhin, a Russian mercenary, said in a voice message released on Monday that the group is not actively recruiting members at this time but that it may do so in the future. Wagner and Prigozhin's future has been clouded by the Kremlin's claims that they would be leaving for Belarus with some of their fighters, who have participated in some of the fiercest battles of the Ukraine war, after he led a short mutiny against the Russian defense establishment in late June. Despite this, Prigozhin was photographed last week in St. Petersburg, where President Vladimir Putin was hosting African leaders, and attended a meeting with Putin 5 days after the mutiny. "We're making great strides toward clarifying our next steps in the process today," a man whose voice sounded like Prigozhin said in the message. "Without a doubt, these are tasks that will be carried out in the name of the greatness of Russia." Gray Zone, a Wagner-related Telegram group, published it. The Kremlin claimed after the June mutiny that Wagner soldiers who had not participated would sign contracts with the Defense Ministry and join the regular army. In the voice message, Prigozhin appears to hint at this by saying that some of his fighters have, unfortunately, moved to other power structures, but that they are looking to return. Prigozhin has stated that new recruitment will not be conducted unless an actual staffing shortage occurs. "However, we will be very appreciative if you kept in touch with us, and as soon as the motherland needs to establish a new group that can safeguard our country's interests, we will certainly begin recruiting," they wrote. After the mutiny, some Wagner soldiers went to Belarus to help train the local military. Wagner is prepared to increase its presence in Africa, Prigozhin said in comments published last week. Governments in the West are worried about its involvement in the region, especially in Mali and the Central African Republic, where it has backed local leaders. The United States has labeled it a terrorist organization and placed sanctions on it for allegedly carrying out global atrocities. According to Prigozhin, the company abides by the regulations of each country in which it does business. He appeared to encourage his fighters to restore order in Niger, a West African state, after welcoming a military coup there last week. The Consumer Price Index, CPI, for all final consumption expenditures rose 10.8% from July 2022 to July 2023, according to a preliminary estimate released by the Central Statistical Office, GUS, on Monday. PAP Business surveyed economists, and they predicted that July's CPI would fall by 0.1% from June to July, for a yearly increase of 10.9%. Consumer prices in June 2023 increased by 11.5% annually and were flat month to month.